Ninjutsu consists of two Japanese words whose main purpose is to fight the enemy and achieve a special strategy for greater success. In the following, we will fully get to know ninjutsu and its history. Stay with Mr. Jeet Kune Do until the end of this article. Ninjutsu is a Japanese martial art that means a secret art that is used to defend oneself and acquire special skills to overcome the enemy. Ninjutsu consists of two words. Nin, patience and endurance along with strength and stability. Jutsu, the art. The presence of these two words together expresses a style of life. A style that, in addition to martial skills, emphasizes the spirit of the fighter. Many stories have been told about how ninjutsu came about, and in the meantime, we will tell you the history of this fighting style. Buddhism was introduced in Japan in the 6th century AD, which caused a challenge and difference between the two groups' religions of Buddhism and Shintoism. According to traditions, the predecessors of Buddhism were actually Japanese ninjas. In the middle of the 7th century, they went to the forests and mountains near Kyoto to escape being tortured by the religious and also killed by the royal forces, which were later called mabushi. The mystical philosophy of Buddhism was founded on practical realism. To protect themselves, the Buddhists combined their martial arts practice, knowledge and strategy with psychological fear and Javanese powers to strike fear into the enemy with their minimal forces. Ninjutsu was written by the famous 5th century strategist Sun Wu, which is rooted in Sun Tzu, a Chinese military classic BC. Buddhism entered Japan at the same time, BC. The predecessors of ninjas were called outlaws because of their tendency to become ninjas. Until the 19th century, ninjas became influential forces in Japan in small groups with secret fighting methods. At the end of the 9th century, the Chinese Tang Empire was on the decline, which finally fell completely in 907 AD. After this fall, China was in chaos for 50 years. At this time, some of its military commanders entered Japan along with war tactics and theories. In the 1020s, a number of Chinese Buddhist monks arrived in Japan with medical knowledge and war theories and taught their tactics to Japanese martial monks and the first ninja clans. Daisuke Togakur and Kane Doshi were the first ninjas who established this martial art with specific rules. After Daisuke was defeated, he lost his samurai title and estate forever and became exiled in the southwestern mountains of Henshu Island, where Kane Doshi met a Chinese warrior monk, who finally decided to establish a new style called ninjutsu for their guerrilla battles. Daisuke's successors also founded the first ninjutsu school, Togakur Ryu. In this way, ninjutsu became a competitor to samurai bushido. The loyalty and honor of the samurai was well known and they put it before anything else, and their combat system was also coherent, but the fighting methods were not efficient and most of the time led to defeat. For this reason, the superiority of ninjas was seen here. For example, surprise attacks, poisoning, deception, and espionage were uncouth from the point of view of the samurai, but considered martial methods from the point of view of the ninja. On November 3, 1581 AD, one of the biggest gathering of ninjas took place. On that day, Oda Nobunaga, one of the powerful ninja leaders, stood with an army of 40,000 against about 4,000 ninja who controlled Iga state. Only a handful of Iga's ninjas survived the battle. Since then, ninjas were able to control the Edo region and other Japanese cities with a certain organization. Although one of the Yamabashi leaders tried to make peace between the Buddhists and the Shintoists, this effort eventually led to an influx of government fighters to suppress the Yamabashi. This caused Yamabashi and ninja to refer to their martial techniques and strategies and strengthen them. With the beginning of Japan's feudal era in 1192, a number of ninja clans were created and turned into professional and secret guerrillas, and finally the lords of various states employed them. The number of ninja schools reached 25 in the years 1192 to 1333. In these years, Koga and Iga states were ruled by ninjas. The following are the most famous ninja families: Hattori Momochi Fujibayashi. There are various ideas and opinions regarding the origin and beginning of the martial art of ninjutsu. According to research, ninjutsu is 800 years old and has its roots in the heart of the history of Japan and China.